it's Adele and welcome to my channel Sew for Serenity. Welcome back to those of you who already subscribe or have watched my videos before, and welcome to any new people if you're watching this for the first time. And if you don't already subscribe, I'd be absolutely over the moon if you would take the time to click the subscribe button and subscribe to my channel. I'm so close to getting to that 1,000. I just would love it to get there really quickly, and I know a lot of you that watch my videos and enjoy my videos haven't yet subscribed, so that would mean a lot. And you can also click the notification button and you'll get notified whenever I post a new video. So yeah, thank you everybody that's been liking and commenting on my videos. Really love the comments, and as I say, I aim to get back to you. Might not be straight away, but I always aim to message you back. And I've had so many tips that people have given me, ideas that people have given me, and it's just amazing. Other vloggers that you recommend, and yeah, I'm just loving having so many sewing friends now. It's great. So yeah, what am I wearing? So today I am wearing a me made, yay. It is my Lotta dress, Tilly and the Buttons Lotta dress. I'll insert a picture of me wearing it because it's not very easy to stand up. And it's in this beautiful fabric godmother crepe and this paisley print. One of the other prints that I just love is paisley. I'm a little bit hippie at heart. So yeah, I alternate between leopard print and paisley. So yeah, this is really lovely quality. They've actually still got this in stock on Fabric Godmother. The only thing that I would say with it is when I washed it, and I don't know if I washed it incorrectly, it did kind of fade a little bit, but actually I quite like that effect, that like it's got like an old effect on it, like a weathered effect, which is really nice. But I love the dress, the pattern. It was the first dress that I made and the pattern was so easy to make. This, I think, was one of my proudest moments. It was when I actually realised, oh, actually, I can do this dressmaking malarkey. And yeah, it was a lovely sew. This material is really lovely to work with, really comfy. I made the Tilly Tilly and the Buttons size 3, and I made the 3/4 length sleeves with the midi dress. And I'd like to make another one of these. Actually, it does take up quite a lot of fabric, this, because it's kind of like it's a bit like a circle skirt really, so you've got a lot of fabric that you need to put on it. But I had 3 meters of this, so I decided to use it for this. So yeah, I'll link to the fabric in the comments below. So if you want to purchase some of this, you can do. But yeah, it's very lovely fabric and a very good make. And yeah, it's got facing inside, and yeah, it's just really comfy and lovely with some tights and some boots. But as I say, I'll insert a picture. So yeah, that's what I'm wearing today. So what have I been doing this week? So this week's been quite a busy week for me. Didn't do too much over the weekend, sewing related. As I mentioned in my last video, we've had the sickness bug in this house with my little one, and I came down with it last week as well. And then at the weekend, my older children, I've got 3 children, a 2-year-old and then 2 older girls, 11 and 13, from a previous relationship. So they're at their dad's every other weekend, but they're at my house this weekend, and lo and behold, about 11 o'clock at night on Saturday night, they both started with sickness. So yeah, it was quite an ill house at the weekend, so there wasn't really any chance for me to be doing much sewing. I was kind of looking after those for most of the weekend, bless them. But they're all recovered now and we're all okay, so that's good. I was on annual leave on Monday, so that meant that I could do some sewing. But what I actually ended up doing was organising my sewing station, because it had got a bit messy. So I've got some boxes here now that I've purchased for myself, because I was finding that I was having nowhere to store like my work in progresses, my cut out stuff, and I just felt a little bit out of control. So I now purchased these boxes, and this top box here has got kind of all the stuff that I'm working on at the moment, so stuff that's cut out ready to go. You know, when I start sewing and then I want to put it away, I'll put it in there, and it just means that the area is tidy, because at the moment I sew in my bedroom. So, you know, I want to try and make sure that it stays a tranquil place and you know how messy sewing rooms can get sometimes. My partner would go mad if I left it in some of the states it gets into. So yeah, I spent most of the morning on Monday organising my sewing space, just getting a bit of organisation, getting places for things. And then I spent the afternoon doing some actual sewing. So what have I actually finished this week? Well, I haven't done loads of actual physical garment sewing, but I do think I've done quite a lot sewing related this week. So the first thing that I finished was my Juno pyjamas. So in this beautiful tie-dye or psychedelic, I think it's called, little Johnny cotton jersey that I got in a Sew Hayley Jayne box, November Sew Hayley Jayne box, and I had 3.5 meters of this. So it was a bit too loud for me to wear out and about, and it's not really in my colour palette, but I loved the fabric and thought it'd make a really cool pair of pyjamas. And as I've said to you, if you followed my journey, I've been learning to sew now since the summer of last year, and I've very much used the Tilly and the Buttons books as a foundation for my learning. And anybody that's looking at learning to sew, that is such a great place to start, because it just holds your hand through every single step, shows you every little technique in a really sensible way through a garment make, and I just think they're really, really good. I don't always like the style of the item that I'm making, but I've still made it anyway because I want to learn that technique. And she does 3 books. The first one is Love at First Stitch, which is the very beginner's one, and that's just sewing with woven and teaches you all the techniques. And then I assume the next book was the stretch book, but I don't know that for definite. And that's moving to stretch fabric and the techniques around that. And then her other book, which is really good too, is Make It Simple. And those books have just got loads of patterns, loads of items in it. The only thing that I hate about it is that you have to trace the pattern out. I've realised that I really hate tracing patterns. It's just not something I enjoy, and I will always where possible buy a PDF. So yeah, so Tilly and the Buttons books are brilliant, and this one is out of the Make It Simple book. Yeah, I think it's out of the Make It Simple book. So yeah, it was a really, really easy sew. It came together really, really quickly. I did it all on my overlocker, and that was the first time I'd done it on my overlocker, done an item fully on my overlocker without like sewing it first on my machine. So I'm getting better with that. I did the top stitching in a contrasting colour in the turquoise on my sewing machine, obviously, and it's not the neatest, to be fair, because I've not really done top stitching on stretch before, so I need to get a little bit better at that and play around with the zigzags that I prefer. I did it on the lightning stitch, and I'm not sure that's the one I'd do top stitching on again, but overall I'm very, very happy with it. The only thing I'm not happy with is the ribbon. I mentioned this in my last video. I ordered this ribbon from Amazon. I'm not sure it's the best quality. I've compared it to some of the ribbing in my stash, and it's very, very thick. I don't think it's got very good recovery. It's very stretchy, but not got very good recovery, and I think that's where some of the problems have come from. So when I cut this out, as per the pattern piece, the cuffs were absolutely massive, and the neckband looks a bit big to me, but it looks fine when it's on, so it's not a problem. But I had to chop loads off the cuffs to make them feel right, and they are quite bulky. I think in hindsight, what I would have liked to have done actually is just made it out of the main fabric. The stretch on the fabric would have been fine, so I'm a bit disappointed that I didn't do that, but it's a learning curve. You know, I just got to, every time I make a mistake or something doesn't work out, I just try and see it not as a waste, and that it's just a learning curve, and it's an opportunity for when I do get that next piece of fabric that I want to make pyjamas out of or whatever, that I learn by that and I remember it. So it's just experience, isn't it? But I do love them. They are very comfy, very snuggly, very warm. I was actually too hot in them the other night. I had to swap pyjamas, but they're lovely, and just I was even going to nearly do this video in them because they were that comfy. But they're really good. That's the top. I did the size 3 in the top, which was a lovely fit. which is what I am in a Tilly and the buttons. I did size up on the bottoms because I was a bit wary that they might be too tight. And in that, I probably would have been okay with the size 3, but I did size up to the 4 because pyjamas, I don't want to be restricted in them. And I've sewn in this little button that says handmade with love. And there's hardly any pattern pieces as well. I mean, the trousers are 2 fronts, 2 backs, no waistband because you fold over the waistband, and they're just really comfy. So they're a really nice make. I probably will make those again. I do want to build up my pyjama stash and get rid of some of my shop brought pyjamas. So they were my Juno pyjamas. The other item that I've got to show you progress sewing wise is my V9075. So those of you who followed my journey, I have a wedding in about a month's time, just under a month's time, for a family member, and I got some beautiful Lady McElroy crepe Moroccan from my December Sew Hayley Jayne box, and I got 3.5 meters in this beautiful pebbles fabric. I'll insert a picture of the fabric and the V0975, and that's what I've made with it. So I'm making the jumpsuit version of this, which is a big culoted, looks like a skirt actually when it's on the dummy, but it's culottes. And I had finished the bodice last week, and my plan was this week to just progress it really. I'd like to have finished it, but just progress it as far as I can. And mainly get on with the trousers. The trousers have pleats in them and pockets, and yeah, there was a bit of detail to do there. So the good news is I have progressed it. I will just stop the video and show you it because it's on the dressmaker's dummy, so bear with me. So there it is in its glory. Very, very happy with it. So it's got these pleats here, still got the basting stitches in at the moment. I will take those out once it's finished. It's not hemmed yet. I've got to hem it. There you go. You can see the legs of the trousers. I'm really, really happy with it. It's come together really lovely. It's actually really easy instructions to follow. And there is a sew along by Rachel at Stitched Up, which I have referred to on a couple of points that I got a bit stuck on. She's made this a few times and talked you through it. So yeah, it's looking really good. It's not got its zip in it yet. So at the back here, I need to insert the invisible zip. And the only reason I haven't finished it really is because I didn't have an invisible zip long enough. Needed a 22-inch one, and mine was only 16, so in the burgundy colour. So that should be coming today. So hopefully I'll get this finished. I'm very nervous about putting the invisible zip in, but loads of you have commented on really good tutorials, so I'm going to watch all those before I do it. And one of the tips that I'd seen is about ironing on a very low heat the zip to really get that groove, so when the invisible, get the groove open, so when you put the invisible zipper foot on, it can get right up close. So yeah, I'm really, really happy with it. It's got such a lovely drape. This material works really well, and I'm really looking forward to wearing this to the wedding. Just hope I can get the invisible zip right. Right, so that's my V9075. Hopefully you like that. So the other thing that I started doing is I mentioned that I wanted to get my Stella hoodie and joggers done. So that's out of the Make It Simple book by Tilly and the Buttons, and I'm doing it in this lovely fabric that was from Pound Fabrics, in this French terry. It's got what you can see at the back, some lovely French terry, and it's in these lilacs, pinks, light blues. And I got the inspiration from this from Lauren. It's me, Lauren, who is another vlogger on YouTube. She'd made this Stella hoodie in exactly the same fabric, and I just copied her. So as you can see, it's coming along. It's not finished. I've got the arms in. I've got the hood. Just need to finish off the hood. I've got to sew around the hood and attach it. I'm doing the hood in this contrasting orange jersey, and I'm also doing the pocket bag and facing in the contrasting orange as well, and I'm going to do the cuffs and the band in it as well. The only reason I haven't really progressed this is I could have probably got most of it done last night, but I need some orange thread for top stitching and I didn't have any, and I didn't want to cut corners with it, so I'm going to pop to the shop today and get myself a close match orange thread to do the top stitching. So yeah, hopefully next week I will be able to show you my finished Stella hoodie and joggers. It's very, very, again, easy to sew. I did have some problems with the hood, but I'll share those with you next time. And it's really just because I haven't gone with the buttonholes that you put the laces in. I've gone with grommets. So I had a bit of a disaster with that, but I've salvaged it. But I'll share it with you when I show you the make next time. So yeah, that is my actual physical sewing that I've been doing. Other things that I've been doing, I have progressed with my make 9 a little bit. So I've cut out my kilo wrap dress. So last week I printed out the pattern. I've now cut it out and cut it out of that, I haven't got it here, but cut it out of my spotty, it's like a caramelly black spot animal print jersey, really super soft. That pattern is so fabric hungry. I really struggled with it because 2 of the pattern pieces are absolutely massive and cut on the fold. One of them's cut on the fold, but they're absolutely massive, and the ties are really long. I did struggle to get it on. I had to play pattern Tetris with it to get it there, and the facing I have actually had to cut in the wrong direction, so don't know if that's going to backfire on me. Oh well, we'll see what happens. Worst case, I could do that in a different colour, but I'm going with it anyway, so we'll see what happens. So that's all ready. I've got some cream overlocker thread as well, so I can put that into my overlocker. I've also printed out the PDF for the Sirocco, which is the jumpsuit by Deer and Doe, which is also on my make 9. Last Friday sews, I talked about making out of the fabric that I got from my January Sew Hayley Jayne box. A lovely, like a navy jersey with celestial kind of stuff on it. It had like stars and moons, etc. But I wanted to make a 12 first, and I had some lovely soft, very, very cheap jersey that I got from Pound Fabrics, which was like black with spots on, and it's super soft, lovely, got loads of stretch in it, but I only had 2 meters, and the pattern calls for 2.5 meters, so I was a bit over 2.5 actually. But I thought, because I'm short, I'll be taking a couple of inches off the length of the trousers. I'm pretty confident I should be able to get it on. So I cut all the pattern pieces, cut all the PDF pieces out and laid it out on the fabric, and it actually fits. So it fits on 2 meters. So I'm going to cut that out this week and sew that up as a twirl before I look at doing it in the jersey from my Sew Hayley Jayne fabric. So yeah, so that's exciting. I've also cut out some other fabric for another project, which I'll talk to you about in a minute, because it's kind of what I'm doing next week. So I'll come to that in a second. The other things that I wanted to talk to you about was something called Sew Your Colours. So I watch another vlogger, which I'm sure you're familiar with, called Halesmoresewing. Yeah. And the lovely Hales, she has been vlogging for ages. She's really lovely. I just love how honest she is with her journey and how she just hates trousers. She can never get them to fit, but she's really honest, and she shares what mistakes happens, what works well, what doesn't. And she's got some lovely makes. She started a challenge called Sew Your Colours. And there's Instagram hashtag is either hashtag Sew Your Colours spelt the British way 22, or Sew Your Colours 22 spelt the American way. So she's created the 2 hashtags, and basically she's recommended this free app that you can use, take a photograph of yourself with no makeup on in good light, and it tells you what colours suit you for your colour palette. And I did that, and I'll insert my colour palette up here. And I'm a warm autumn, which I kind of knew anyway, but some of the colours really surprised me on there. So I'm a lot, if you have a look, it's got lots of greens, olives, oranges, like mustards, which I did know. But then it's also got on there some turquoises, browns, and yeah, I wouldn't normally have gone for those kinds of colours. And colours to avoid, black, which obviously I'm never going to stop wearing black, but I'll probably stop wearing black on top and start wearing black on bottom, because it's all about what's next to your face. And yeah, to stay away from pastels as well, which I've always not really liked pastels, and then always thought, oh, perhaps I should be a bit more girly and go for pastels. But actually it's not in my colour palette, so that's probably why. And actually it has, when I've been looking at fabric, it has made me look at fabric differently, and something that I might have put in a basket before, because I do that all the time, I put things in a basket even though I'm not purchasing them, I haven't put in because I'm like, that's not in my colour palette. Or I've seen one fabric that I really like and I'm like, no, I'm not gonna look at that because it's not in my colour palette. So it is making me look at things differently. And, you know, the theory behind this is, you know, sometimes you'll make something and you won't like it, and you won't know why you don't like it. And the Mimi blouse that I made, that's in a navy, in like a blue. It's not actually navy, it's more lighter navy, and that's not in my colour palette. So that goes with another reason why I perhaps don't like it. This dress, for example, all of these colours are in my colour palette. The green, the orange, even that blue is in my colour palette. So no wonder I like it, and I feel it looks good on me. So it's a year-long challenge. There aren't any prizes at the moment, but there might be prizes that get on board if you know, enough people take part. But yeah, she's got a hashtag, and people are just posting what colours have come up for them. Hales is like, I think she's a warm spring or cool spring, and hers are all blues, different types of blues. And the app that she recommended is a free one, and I'll link her card to the video where she talks about it, so you can go on there and have a look at it properly. You can actually hold up the app to something in your stash or something in a shop, and it will tell you if it's in your colour palette or not. So it's really good, really. So yeah, I'm really excited about that because it's making me really focus my eye on what I'm buying, what I'm making. And also when I sort out my wardrobe with the clothes that I've made for myself, I am going to get rid of things that aren't in my colour palette because I just don't see the point in keeping those. So yeah, so that's a really exciting challenge that I recommend you have a look at straight away. So the final thing I wanted to talk to you about is free patterns. I've got a couple of free patterns this week that I wanted to talk to you about because you know I love a free pattern. The first one is probably one you know about. I signed up for the newsletter from Grainline Studios because I'm really interested in the Linden sweatshirt. And they have the Hemlock t-shirt, which I'll insert a picture of. I really love how the model's wearing this one. And that's a free pattern. You have to subscribe. And then once you subscribe, you get a code, a discount code. And yeah, it's a completely free pattern. So recommend getting that one if you're looking for a t-shirt pattern. And the other one that is, I've come across a company called Jalie. It's a French-Canadian company that's a family-run company, and they do a free pattern which is called the Emilie. So the company's Jalie, and it's the Emilie sweater pattern, which I'll put a photo in here, and it's meant for really drapey knits, and I just love the style of it. I am planning on getting this printed off and made up quite soon, and actually the pattern does actually have sizes, let me just have a look, sizes from an XX extra small, which is a 33-inch bust, up to a 2XL, which is a 49.5-inch bust, and a 52-inch hip. So it's very inclusive, and it also does the children's, I'm just looking on my laptop, that's why I'm looking down, it also does the children's versions of it as well, all in the same pattern. So that's really good. So I'm thinking I could make one for my kids as well. And it takes 1.5 meters of fabric for my size, so that's really lovely. I want to make the kind of cropped boxy version, and yeah, I need to look in my stash and see what knits I've got to make that, but it does recommend in a drapey knit, otherwise it would be quite sticky out and we don't want that. So yeah, they're 2 free patterns that I would check out. And I hadn't heard of Jalie as a an independent pattern company, and I'm going to check out, see what other patterns they've got on there, because I think they've got quite a few nice ones actually. Got a nice wrap dress as well, detail. So yeah, what I would like to talk to you about is another independent pattern company that I've stumbled across recently that I've not heard any other UK vloggers talk about, is Hubba Ding. They're a New Zealand company run by a lady called Kim. She's the creator, and she talks about why she called her company Hubba Ding, and I just think it's really sweet. So basically her grandpa, whenever he saw one of his granddaughters wearing something really lovely or super snazzy, as she describes it, he would say Hubba Ding, and she just talked about how it made them feel really special and stuff. So that's what she's called her indie pattern company, which I think is just lovely. And I've purchased 2 patterns from her, which were quite reasonable. They were $11.50, which I'm not 100% sure what the conversion is into UK, but it's probably about £7 or something like that. I think it's quite good. But I've got the Penelope dress, which I'll insert a picture here, and it's a top and a dress, and it's got this gorgeous ruffle round the top, and I love a ruffle. So yeah, it's very, very plain, shift dressed, and it's got a ruffle around here, and you can have it in a top version or a dress version, and I think it's just really, really lovely. The other pattern that I have also ordered from there is another dress pattern. I just can't quite remember what the name of that is. It's the Courtney dress, and that is again a big dress. I quite like the baggy dresses, and I'll insert a picture. And it's got kind of tiers, big puffy sleeves, and it's got a button placket. I don't know if it's a real button placket or it's a fake placket. The pattern sizes come from an Australian 6 to 24 or New Zealand sizes. I'm not sure what those measurements are. I'd have to have a look. I'll insert them if I can see how inclusive it is. But yeah, that's like a new one that I'm looking into. So probably won't be making it that anytime soon, but what I'll do is I'll probably do a pattern review on it once I've made something from her website. I'm definitely going to make the ruffle shirt first, because I think that's just really beautiful. And I'll probably do it in quite plain fabric as well. So yeah, that's another pattern designer that I am looking at too. So yeah, that's all the stuff I've been doing. So moving on to the secret project that I mentioned earlier. So it links into my plans for next week really. So I follow a very popular vlogger called Rachel at Stitched Up. I'm sure you've heard of her. She's got a lot of followers and she's absolutely brilliant. I just really love her. She's got an amazing channel. She is a fabric addict like me and has a massive stash, but isn't ashamed of, well, she sometimes says she is ashamed of it, but yeah, you know, she makes no apologies for it really. She just loves fabric and wants to buy it and won't make any apologies for it. So I love that. She's an amazing sewist. I really like that she doesn't conform to, you know, just, oh, this pattern's the new pattern, so I'm going to buy it. She'll make what she likes, and that's really it. And yeah, just she's got really good skills, and I love following her. And she does lots of content as well, sew alongs, etc. She's the one that I mentioned had done a sew along for the V9075, which I've used. So yeah, I'd check her out. She's really good. Well, anyway, she's starting this year doing live sew alongs. And she does a vote of 3 different patterns, and then people choose the pattern that they want to vote for, then one wins, and then the aim is that on Saturday night this week, on the 22nd, so tomorrow, you sew along live, which is going to be amazing. So it's the Page hoodie, which I'll just insert a picture of. I'll just get my material to show you. Right, so it's the Page Hoodie by Chalk and Notch, and put out my pattern piece here. I'm making it in this just very plain navy sweatshirting that I got, and it's just one that I've got in my stash. Can't really remember where I got it from. I've had it a while. So yeah, it's not too thick, but nice for a hoodie. So yeah, that's what I'm making the hoodie in. There's lots of different, I'll insert the pictures, but there's lots of different versions. I'm making the version with the string at the bottom. So you can draw it in, and I've got my string for that and my toggles all ordered, all delivered actually. And I'm doing the hood lining in this really cute, which you will have seen if you follow my videos, this really cute cherry cotton jersey, and the cherries have got just a little bit of shimmer in them. So yeah, that's going to be for the hoodie lining. And then what I thought would be really cute is to get a cherry iron-on patch to iron on to the top as well. So I've ordered that. That's coming today. So it'll all be matchy, which I love. And then because I had loads of that fabric left over, the cherry fabric, because obviously I only cut out the hood lining, I also have used it to cut out a t-shirt. So I've cut out a t-shirt as well in that fabric, which I'll talk about in a minute. So that's all ready for the live sew along. I'm really looking forward to it. Check out Rachel's Facebook and YouTube channel where she talks about it. And if you want to join in, you've still got time. You just need to purchase the pattern if you haven't got it already, and get all cut out ready for Saturday night, which will be exciting. So I'll be able to give you a review on how that went next week, and hopefully I'll have a finished hoodie by Chalk and Notch. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. As I said, I have also cut out this fabric in a t-shirt. The only reason I haven't sewed it up really is because I haven't got navy on my overlocker, and I wanted to wait to change my overlocker thread to navy tonight, because I'm still doing the Stella hoodie, which is white. And I've got this Ellie and Mac oversized t-shirt, and I'm making this version here. I've not used an Ellie and Mac pattern before. It's very inclusive. It's extra small to a 7 extra large oversized t-shirt. The 7 extra large goes up to a 67-inch bust, 63-inch waist, and a 72 hip. And the extra small is a 29-inch bust, 23-inch waist, and a 33-inch hip. So yeah, I'm looking forward to sewing that. It looks fairly straightforward. And then I'm going to have the t-shirt and the hoodie all in the cherry. So I'm excited to show you that combo for next week, and I should have it finished because the plan is to get it done as part of that sew along. So I'd love if some of you joined in and said hi to me as well. So let me know if that's something you're taking part on or something you'd be interested in. And yeah, I just think it's a really good way of bringing the sewing community together. So well done, Rachel, for doing that, and I'm very excited to be joining you. So I'll just move that out of the way. So yeah, so that's my plans for Saturday night. That's what I'm going to be doing. Other plans for next week is obviously getting the invisible zip put in my V9075. Finishing off my Stella hoodie is a definite, and joggers. And then also I would like to get the Sirocco cut out and start sewing up my kilo wrap dress, but obviously that's quite a lot. And I also am very conscious that I need to film my fabric haul video, which I'm probably going to do this weekend because I've got my big bag of fabric here that has come left from the Boxing Day sales. So that's my plans. I also need to own up to something. As you know, I made a commitment at the beginning of the year not to purchase any fabric. Well, I've failed. I've purchased some fabric. So I just couldn't resist it. I really have got a problem with buying fabric. Please let me know that I'm not the only person. I just can't stop doing it. I have been better, but I took part in the Beyond the Pink Door live kind of sewing chat on Sunday and purchased some fabric off the back of that. I also have purchased some fabric from, who have I purchased it from? I can't even remember where I've purchased it from. rainbow fabrics. So I'm going to explain how this happened because I feel like it's not my fault. So I have some viscose jersey, that crepe jersey actually, which is a really beautiful pattern, but it's in a light colour, and I wanted to know what to make with it. So I found a YouTuber who had a vlog, and I'll link it actually because I can't remember the name off the top of my head, a vlog about sewing with jersey viscose. So I watched that and got loads of tips. She talks about the differences between cotton jersey and viscose jersey, and you know, it's a really informative vlog and basically made me fall in love with viscose jersey. So off the back of that, I was like, oh, I need more viscose jersey in my stash, but didn't do anything with that. And then Rainbow Fabrics, who I love but also hate at the same time, sent out an email saying, we've got loads of jersey viscose in stock, new in stock. So I had a look, didn't I? And it was really cheap. It was $3.99. Most of it was $3.99 a metre, and absolutely beautiful, beautiful, beautiful designs. So I went mad and bought loads and loads and loads. So I've broken my fabric ban, and I've decided I'm not putting a fabric ban on myself because I can't do it. I admit I have a problem and I probably need help with it, but anyway, so yeah, I've purchased some fabric. So I will have more fabric to show you after this Boxing Day haul. So I hope you don't get bored of seeing fabric. So yeah, so that's where I am this week. So I hope you've all had a really good sewing week yourselves. I'm looking forward to getting a few more garments made up. I'm looking forward to hearing your comments, and just tell me what you've been up to as well. It'd be really nice. And again, any recommendations that you've got, let me know. And again, as I say, if you're going to take part in that live sew along on Saturday night, please let me know because I'll love to look out for you on it. And yeah, that's all from me. So happy sewing, everybody. Please like my video if you've liked it, and please click the subscribe button so I can notify you of whenever there's another video that's been uploaded. So see you for now. Bye.